Blessings, love, and peace, familia. See who pops up in here. Grab my sword. Can't be going around in spiritual warfare without a sword and shield. Hopefully, I get some brothers in arms instead of a bunch of trolls. Let's see. Jumpers. There. Nobody there right now. I'm just gonna keep on working on my daily Bible reading. I'll read out loud. Maybe something will pop in. Right now I'm in Chronicles, this Bible with Hebrew language in it. It's kind of in a different order, so First and Second Chronicles is actually closer to Revelation. Actually, once I'm through that, I'm actually at the Gospel. And David consulted with the commanders of thousands and hundreds and with every leader, and said to the assembly of Israel, if it seems good to you, and if it is of Yah our Elohim, let us send out to our brothers everywhere who are left in the land of Israel, and with them to the priests and Levites who are in the cities of their open lands, and let them be gathered to us. And let us bring the ark of our Elohim back to us, for we sought him not since the days of Saul. And all the assembly agreed to do so, for the matter was right in the eyes of all the people. So David assembled all Israel from Shihor in Egypt to as far as the entrance of Hamath to bring the ark of Elohim from Kiriath Yearim. I don't know what that would be in English. And David and all Israel went up to Baalah to Kiriath Yearim of Judah to bring up from there the ark of Elohim. Abijah, who dwells between the angels where the name is called on. See, the word here is cherubim. I think I got that right. Trying not to confuse people with Hebrew. And they placed the ark of Elohim on a new wagon from the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah and Ayo were leading the wagon. And David and all Israel were playing before Elohim with all their might, and with songs, and with lyres, and with harps, and with tambourines, and with cymbals, and with trumpets. And when they came to the threshing floor of Kidon, Uzzah put out his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. Then the wrath of Abiah burned against Uzzah, and he smote him because he put his hand to the ark, and he died there before Elohim. And David was displeased because Yahweh had broken out against Uzzah. Therefore, that place is called Peretz Uzzah until this day. And David was afraid of Abiah that day, saying, how shall I bring the ark of Elohim to me? So David did not take the ark with him into the city of David, but took it aside into the house of Obed Edom and Obed Edom the Gittite. And the ark of Elohim remained with the household of Obed Edom in his house 3 months, and Abiah blessed the house of Obed Edom and all that he had. Sorry, burpitis. That's heavy there. Yeah, that guy was specifically told not to touch that ark, and he did anyways, and he died. So there's specific things all throughout these scriptures like that, you know. People will listen or they won't. And I wanted to read a scripture in Jeremiah, actually, when more popped in, because I've just gotten like more sick of having to look at Christmas than I have any other year. Like I hope, but I would hope that I don't have to look upon the idolatry everywhere another year, and to hear people saying Jesus, Jesus, and they're not even like inclined towards the Ten Commandments. It's right there. It's idolatry, like straight up, and they're just gonna do what they're gonna do. Just like this guy was gonna go ahead and touch the ark and do what he was gonna do, and he was gonna die. So yeah, when more people popped in, I wanted to read that. Who do I got here? Be nice if you said something so I know you're not a lurker. And Hiram, sovereign of Sor, sent messengers to David and cedar trees with stonemasons and carpenters to build him a house. And David knew that Abiah had established him as sovereign over Israel, for his reign was highly exalted for the sake of his people, Israel. And David took more wives in Jerusalem, and David brought forth more sons and daughters. And these are the names of his children whom he had in Jerusalem: Shammah and Shobab, Nathan and Shlomo, and Yibhar and Elishu and Elipit and Nolka and Nepheg and Yaphia and Elishama and Belada and Eliphelet. And when the Pelishites heard that David had been anointed sovereign over all Israel, all the Pelishites went up to seek David, and David heard and went out against them. And the Pelishites came and made a raid on the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of Abiah, saying, do I go up against the Pelishites, and shall you give them into my hand? And Abiah said to him, go up, and I shall give them into your hand. And they went up to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there. Then David said, Abiah has broken through my enemies by my hand, like a breakthrough of water. So they called the name of that place Baal Perazim, and they left their mighty ones there. So David commanded, and they were burned with fire. Just like I hope those Christmas trees are soon. Want all the idolatry and Easter bunnies and all of that to be thrown in the fire. Sick of this system, you know. And Pelishites once again made a raid on the valley. And David again inquired of Abiah, and Abiah said to him, do not go up after them, go around them and come upon them in front of the mulberry trees. And it shall be when you hear a sound of stepping in the tops of the mulberry trees Then go out to battle, for Elohim shall go out before you to smite the camp of the Pelishites. And David did as Abijah commanded him, and they drove back the army of the Pelishites from Gibeon as far as Gezer. And the name of David went out into all the lands, and Abijah put the dread of him upon all nations. He put the dread of him upon all nations. Yeah, all right, I got one more chapter here. Out of what I endeavored to read today. I'll read it up quick. And he built houses for himself in the city of David, and he prepared a place for the ark of Elohim and pitched a tent for it. Then David said, no one is to lift the ark of Elohim but the Levites, for Abijah has chosen them to lift the ark of Elohim and serve him forever. So nobody better go and put their hands on it again when they were told specifically not to. Verse 3, chapter 15 of First Chronicles. And David assembled all Israel at Jerusalem to bring up the ark of Abijah to its place, which he had prepared for it. And David gathered the children of Aaron and the Levites of the sons of Kehath, Uriel the chief, and 120 of his brothers, of the sons Merari, Asaiah, and Asaiah the chief, and 220 of his brothers. Of the sons of Gershom, Joel the chief, and 130 of his brothers. Of the sons of Elitzaphan, Shemaiah the chief, and 200 of his brothers. Of the sons of Hebron, Eliel the chief, and 80 of his brothers. Of the sons of Uzziel, Aminadab the chief, and 112 of his brothers. And David called Zadok and and Abiathar the priest, the Kohanim, and for the Levites, for Uriel, Asaiah, and Joel, Shemaiah, and Eliel, and Aminadab, and said to them, you are the heads of the fathers of the Levites. Purify yourself, you and your brothers, then you shall bring up the ark of Abijah, Elohim of Israel, to the place I have prepared for it. Because you did not do it the first time, Abijah or Elohim broke out against us because we did not ask him about the right ruling. The priests and the Levites purified themselves to bring up the ark of Abijah, Elohim of Israel. And the children of the Levites bore the ark of Elohim on their shoulders by its poles, as Moses had commanded, according to the word of Abijah. And David spoke to the leaders of the Levites to appoint their brothers, the singers, with instruments of song, harps, and lyres and cymbals, to lift up the voice with joy. And the Levites appointed Heman, son of Joel, and of his brothers Asaph, son of Berechiah, and of their brothers, the sons of Merari, Ethan, son of Cushayahu, and with them their brothers of the second rank, Zechariah, Ben, and Yazel, and Shemiramoth, and Yehiel, and Uni, Eleb, and Benayahu, and Masayahu, and Mathiyahu, and Eliphahu, and Michanyahu, and Obed Edom, and Yael the gatekeepers. And the singers Heman, Asaph, and Ethan were to sound the cymbals of bronze. And Zechariah, and Aziel, and Shemirmoth, and Yehiel, Uni, and Eliab, and Masayahu, and Benayahu, with harps besides sopranos. And Mathiyahu, and Eliphelehu, and Michanyahu, and Obed Edom, and Yael, and Aziyahu to lead on the 8-stringed lyres, and Kenayahu, leader of the Levites in the song, because he was skilled, and Bechariah and Elkanah were doorkeepers for the ark, and Shebanyahu, and Josaphat, and Nathaniel, and Amasiah, and Zechariah, and Benayahu, and Eleazar the priest were to blow the trumpets before the ark of Elohim, and Obed Edom and Yehiah were doorkeepers for the ark. And it was David and the elders of Israel and the commanders over thousands who went to bring up the ark of the covenant of Abiah from the house of Obed Edom with joy. And it came to be when Elohim helped the Levites who bore the ark of the covenant of Abiah that they offered 7 bulls and 7 rams. And David was dressed in a robe of fine linen, as were all the Levites who bore the ark, the singers, and the Kenaniah, the leader of the service with the singers, and David wore a linen shoulder garment. So all Israel brought up the ark of the covenant of Abiah with shouting and with the sound of the horn, with the trumpets and with cymbals sounding with harps and lyres. And it came to be as the ark of the covenant of Abiah came to the city of David, that Michal, the daughter of Saul, looking through a window, saw sovereign David dancing and playing, and she despised him in her heart. Okay. All right, that's what I was going to read for that. Maybe I should have let somebody know I was going to do this. Un momentes. Oh, pumping milk. No, you're not on. I don't. It's just my head that's on. I was gonna come sit with you in Israel, and then you're squishing away. Oh, oh, oops, daisies. Okay. Hey, all right. Somebody will see this later. I don't want to be on too terribly long. I'm going to read that scripture in Jeremiah chapter 10. I've wondered if the people that won't listen, they're just not going to listen, as we have witches and warlocks and pagans, Christians have witches, warlocks, and pagans laughing their asses off at them because they're engaged in the pagan feasts, and rightfully so, because all hypocrisy's got to go, and there's plenty of them. We've been deep in spiritual warfare for long enough, and believers, to a large extent, have not been able to even see eye to eye enough to stand together and make that shield wall that I've wanted to see happen. If we're all praying and equipping our shield of faith, we should be able to stand together instead of be at each other's throats. And it's because a large portion of it would be because of the mass scale hypocrisy. It popped in a church recently because Yahusha he even went into the synagogue and rebuked the sin and hypocrisy. And so I've went into places to tell them how wrong this is, and got to do that whether they hear or forbear. Um, Hear the word which Abiyah speaks to you, O house of Israel. Thus said Abiyah, do not learn the way of the Gentiles, and do not be frightened by the signs of the heavens, for the Gentiles are frightened by them. For the prescribed customs of these peoples are worthless, for one cuts a tree from the forest, work for the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They adorn it with silver and gold, they fasten it with nails and hammers, so that it does not topple. They are like a rounded post, and they do not speak. They have to be carried because they do not walk. Do not be afraid of them, for they do no evil, nor is it in them to do any good. There is none like you, Abiyah. You are great, and great is your name in might. Who would not revere you, O sovereign of the nations? For this your due, for among all the wise men of the nations in all their reigns there is none like you. They are both brutish and foolish, and instruction of worthlessness is the tree. Silver beaten into plates, it is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the craftsman and of the hands of the smith, draped in blue and purple. All of them are the work of skilled ones. But Abiyah is truly Elohim. He is the living Elohim and the everlasting sovereign. At his wrath, the earth shakes, and nations are unable to stand his displeasure. Say to them this: the Elah that did not make the heavens and the earth shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. He has made the earth by his power, he has established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he makes his voice heard, there is a roaring of waters in the heavens, and he makes vapors rise from the ends of the earth. The lightnings for rain he has made, and brings wind from his treasuries. Everyone is brutish in knowledge. Every smith is put to shame by his idol, for his molded image is falsehood, and there is no spirit in them. They are worthless, a work of mockery. In the time of their punishment, they perish. The portion of Jacob is not like these, for he is the maker of all, and Israel is the tribe of his inheritance. Abiyah of hosts is his name. Gather up your bundle from the ground, you who live under siege. For thus said Abiyah, see, at this time I am hurling out the inhabitants of the land, and shall distress them so that they feel it. Woe to me for my breaking. My wound is grievous, but I say, this is my sickness, and I bear it. My tent has been ravaged, and all my cords have been broken. My children have gone from me, and they are no more. There is no one to pitch my tent any more, or to put up my curtains. For the shepherds have become brutish, and they have not sought Abiyah. Therefore they did not understand, and all their flocks scattered. See, it has come the voice of a report and a great shaking out of the land of the north, to make the cities of Judah a waste, a habitation of jackals. O Abiyah, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not for man who walks to direct his own steps. Abiyah, O Abiyah, chastise me, but with right ruling, not in your displeasure, lest you bring me to naught. Pour out your wrath on the Gentiles who do not know you, and on the tribes who do not call on your name. For they have eaten up Jacob, devoured him, and consumed him, and laid waste his home. Yeah. My Heavenly Father ain't happy about those things. Yeah. Adriana, somebody said hi. Jason Myers. Yeah, for more on how Christmas is idolatry, straight up, check out my wife's video from last year. She covered it quite extensively there, and since then people have been coming against us for a whole year. Must be doing something, right? Yeah, bless. Oh, you're not squishing milk anymore? I'm chilling here for a bit. My son is lively right now.
falling asleep in
Yeah. That's you. That's you, Israel. Yeah. Do you remember who Jason Myers is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to pop on and rebuke the idolatry because I've gotten sick of looking at it. Haven't you got sick of looking at it?
Yeah.
Every year, like, and it's like this year, even the people that are celebrating that nonsense are even more miserable than last year, and it's not even over and done with yet. They're already miserable. I used to see it as like a big, like, kind of like metaphorical hangover, like the leading up to their pagan feast was a big drinking binge, and then after like New Year's and all that, they're all hungover and miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there are Christmas trees everywhere.
yeah. I think our son's actually getting muscle from like how active he's been. Alright, I'm gonna go back out there.
Okay.
Let's check out some more in the good word. Any wisdom I would have isn't my wisdom. I don't come up with any like brilliant thing like I read in the Bible. The Spirit bears witness. I love Jeremiah 17. I want to read that actually. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron, engraved with the point of a diamond, on the tablet of their hearts and on the horns of your altars, while their children remember their altars and their asherim by the spreading trees on the high hills. I think this is actually also pertaining to the Christmas idolatry, because the here it says Asherim. I think it's pertaining to Ashtaroth poles, which the Christmas tree resembles. My mountain in the field I give as plunder, your wealth, all your treasures, your high places of sin throughout all your borders. And you even yourself shall let go of your inheritance which I gave you, and I shall make you serve your enemies in the land which you have not known. For you have kindled a fire in my displeasure which burns forever. Thus said Abiyah, cursed is the man who trusts in man, your pastors, your pastors and your leaders and your false shepherds, and makes flesh his arm, and whose heart turns away from Abiyah. For he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and not see when good comes, and shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, a salt land that is not inhabited. Blessed is the man who trusts in Yah, and whose trust is Abiyah. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and does not see when heat comes. And his leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit. The heart is crooked above all, and desperately sick. Who shall know it? I, Yah, search the heart. I try the kidneys, and give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. As a partridge that broods but does not hatch, so is he who gets riches but not by right. It leaves him in the midst of it leaves him it leaves him in the midst of his days, and at his end he is a fool. An esteemed throne exalted from the beginning is the place of our temple. Oh, yeah, the expectation of Israel, all who forsake you are put to shame. Those who depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken Abiyah, the fountain of living waters. Heal me, O Yah, so that I am healed. Save me, so that I am saved. For you are my praise. See, they say to me, where is the word of Abiyah? Let it come now. And I have not run away from being a shepherd who follows you, nor have I longed for the woeful day. You yourself have known that which came out of my lips was before you. Do not be a ruin to me. You are my shelter in the day of evil. Let those who persecute me be put to shame, but do not let me be put to shame. Let them be broken, do not let me be broken. Bring on them the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. Praise Yah. Thus Abiyah said to me, go and stand in the gate of the children of the people, by which the sovereigns of Judah come in and by which they go out, and all the gates of Jerusalem. And you shall say to them, hear the word of Abiyah, you sovereigns of Judah and all Judea, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem who enter by these gates. Thus said Abiyah, guard yourselves and bear no burden on the Sabbath day, nor bring it by the gates of Jerusalem, nor take a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, nor do any work, and you shall sanctify the Sabbath day as I commanded your fathers. But they did not obey or incline their ear, and they made their neck still, not to hear and not to receive instruction. And it shall be, if you diligently obey me, declares Abiyah, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, and sanctify the Sabbath day to do no work in it, then sovereigns and heads sitting on the throne of David shall enter in through the gates of this city, riding in the chariots and on horses, they and their heads, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and this city shall be inhabited forever. And they shall come from the cities of Judah and from the places around Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the low country, from the mountains of the Negeb, bringing forth burnt offerings and slaughterings, grain offerings and incense, bringing offerings of praise to the house of Abiyah. But if you do not obey me to sanctify the Sabbath day and not to bear burden when entering the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then I shall kindle a fire in its gates, and it shall consume the palaces of Jerusalem and not be quenched. I love Jeremiah 17, because I hear in 9, or rather it's in, I think it starts in 7 here. Blessed is the man who trusts in Yah and whose trust is Yah. That the heart is crooked above all and desperately sick. Who shall know it? There's one of the scriptures that we have to keep on chickadee checking ourselves before we would wreck ourselves. Adriana's in the room. I'll head back there. Adriana, are you able to come out here? Giant Angel just popped on, or should I go there? What? Oh, my son's having a heyday. Whoa. I'll go over there. Whoa. Huh? You guys? Yeah. Hey, you wanna play this? You can talk to Giant Angel.
Hold on, baby's crying.
I was gonna pick him up.
Oh. Okay.
What?
The camera.
Oh, it flipped?
No. Wait, who's on here right now?
Who?
Who's on here?
I think just Giant Angel and that other person. I think some lurkers or trolls popped in and out.
Oh, hi, Giant Joe. Is this on?
Huh? Yeah, that's the power bank, because I didn't want it to, because it would die fast. It was only
He has his bottle, right? His milk bottle.
Huh?
His milk bottle.
Right there. Was he hungry?
Yeah. He doesn't like. He doesn't. I don't know if those pacifiers don't work or he doesn't like it.
Huh?
I don't know if the pacifier doesn't work or he just doesn't like it.
Num nums.
He was rejecting it.
Right now.
No?
No, not a lot. The hopefully some people get something from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you read? Ecclesiastics?
No,
Where it talks
no,
about the tree?
no, not a lot of people popped on this more or something. I guess I could kind of touch on that. You could touch on that. You've heard me talk about it enough.
Yeah.
Like how, like what the program actually is spiritually. Like how people gotta trust the process and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're being called out of this bonker system. Like so, it's
Yeah.
actually a blessing to not marvel at. Fiery trial too. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
How's the power bank working for y'all? Good. It's working really good.
You work really good in the mountains.
Yeah, really good in the mountains.
Yeah, we managed to charge like a bunch of stuff.
It's really good for traveling.
Yeah.
It's not that heavy either, right? It's not like really, really heavy.
No.
So I'm watching from UK. No trolling. Frankie22.
Oh, Haley. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Hey, sister.
Oh, it's Haley? Your
Yeah.
sister Haley.
Yeah.
Yeah. You asserting your aggressiveness. More aggressive.
What?
I asked if I'm being more aggressive.
Who's being more aggressive?
Me. You think I am?
You have it. It's just been like it's just come out in the right type of wrath, being wroth. Actually, that day that those people threw that ball at Israel, they were right on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we freaked out on some neighbors like I guess like 3 months ago now, because they just we were just waiting to go and run some errands, and Israel was in the stroller and they chucked the ball and it flew right past his stroller, and then I started flipping out on him, and then Adriana came out halfway through that, started flipping out too.
Yeah.
We're not ghetto, but we could be ghetto. Our son.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like to test us. What's it called? It's because they know that our son is the most, we take good care of him and stuff, and we love him.
There's people that are spiritually intimidated by him, you could just tell.
Yeah.
You're so cute. I just laugh. When he's tired and you laugh at him because he's so cute and he gets startled.
Yeah. You gotta be more assertive, bold, and not let him touch baby. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I think they've crossed a line. I think they've definitely crossed the line. They want to act like they're giving him endearment, when in reality they're being mean. I can't wait till Israel could start talking more, so he could talk back to these people who try. They could be like, no, no. They could teach him that word. No, tell them no. If you don't like something, tell them no loudly and boldly.
He's got dried milk on his head.
He puked, probably. Yeah, I want to teach him to stand up for himself when I'm not there too. But
it's a lot. Oh.
Oh.
I thought the phone was shutting down.
No. Or to always tell me if there's something wrong. I want to build that trust with him, really. I want to build trust with him so he lets me know if anything's bothering him or anyone's, what's it called? Negatively affecting him in any way. They're just evil gangsters trying to curse. Yeah, they've been trying to curse him since the womb. They were saying, "Oh, your baby might be what is it called?
What is that called?
Like not being able to walk. What's the crippled?" They were saying things like that, like, "Oh, your baby might be born that way," and it was coming from all sides of people. People that are like have these titles, but in reality, they're, what do you call it? Agents. They get rewarded when we react to them. Yeah. Don't react to them. Just be more assertive and don't let them touch me. Yep. And I'm really careful, like who babysits him too.
Say the word reaction slowly.
Reaction.
Yeah, they're trying to repeat the action that they want. They're
Oh.
trying to like get you to repeat an action.
Repeat an action.
To react.
To
go
react
along with
is to
their
repeat
act.
an act.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
the right course is actually response ability.
Responsibility. Response.
Don't react, respond.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You want to take him? You want to take him?
No.
You're not hijacking my. Not hijacking my love.
No, I want to talk to Giant Angel more.
You could call her.
Yeah, I could call her. Can I call her?
Like right now?
No.
How many people are in there? Take baby for a sec.
Giant Angel.
Take baby for a sec.
Lay him down.
Hmm?
No, in the name of Jesus.
No, we've had too much going on to get that right now. We'll give you a call soon here. It's
Oh, we have more people in there.
Oh, there
Maybe
is? Maybe I should keep going.
Yeah, big people.
Yeah. We wanted to get like some not Google Meets, like we wanted people to get a Telegram. It's like a lot easier. There's been too much interference with communications here on YouTube, and there's already a lot of people from YouTube on Telegram. So it would be great, like, cause then we don't have to come on here and be like we want to do a live. Like we could just like get lives going pretty much anytime. It could just be like a regular thing, which would be encouraging and edifying. Because I think I've been more frustrated than I would need to be about the whole idea of reaching out to other TIs. Because yeah, a lot of them, they don't like comprehend. They're not comprehending that it's spiritual warfare, that they're being called out, and that we're like existing in a toilet bowl earth reality, like, and the things that are going to happen upon this earth have to happen. The people we were talking to though were great. We'd love to see that flowing again. I think a lot more of them, like I think a lot more perps are like biting the dust nowadays though. Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
A lot of them are reptilians, fallen angels, shapeshifters, holograms.
Yep, that's what a lot of people have been saying, that half the population isn't even human.
We've seen some weird stuff when we were traveling.
Yeah, a lot of people are really robotic.
Yeah.
Too.
Remember those people in the grocery store that day? Like they were just like totally like they were like robots. Like they just like it's just like weird. Like it wasn't like a perp thing. They just didn't make any sense.
And that guy that approached you in Superstore.
Yeah.
He seemed like his mind was just lost, like out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd really love to like do Bible studies with so-called TIs that know it's spiritual warfare though, like we were doing before, because it's all in scripture. Like nobody needs to be nobody needs to be wiling out like about all of it. It's it is what it is, and it's how those seeking the kingdom of Yah work out their salvation with fear and trembling, and how those that are gonna choose to be wicked work out their judgment. Yeah. So maybe on the playback, if any of our people watch this that we were like having a fellowship with before, like comment and just probably just get a telegram. That would be the simplest way, like to actually get this flowing again. So I wanted to basically have it like on a weekly basis, like if not more regular than that. Like my wife and I don't really have all the time in the world to tend to it. We have our son and that, and a lot to attend to during the day. We're supposed to be encouraging and edifying one another as the day draws near, confessing our shortcomings to one another. Like people don't have to be suffering all of this in silence. It's temporary, though. We could take all the temper out of temporary.
Yeah, not react fleshly carnally. I get a rise out of our flesh.
Yahusha, Yahusha had the flesh torn from his back. Like he literally had his life torn from him. Like, and so he took the blunt end of like these sort of persecutions and sufferings as it is, and if we know that this isn't the real life, and he spent his life on earth trying to like save souls. So this is an intricate illusion that we don't need to sink in, even if it was to look quite horrendous. Yeah, I think I'll pop off for now, and you could give her a call. All right. All right. Blessings, love, and peace, familia. Leave a comment. Yeah, I was just sick of having to look at Christmas year after year, and want the right studies and scriptures flowing so people can know that this is wartime, right? This world's yeah, it's got to be those times. All right, yeah. Happy Sabbath tomorrow too.
Yeah, happy Sabbath.
All right.
Sabbath was created.
Mm,
Amen.
yeah. All right. We'll give you a call.